It is well. I wanted to share my testimony. I'm going to start from the beginning, not too long, and not too long. When I was 7 years old, I was placed into the foster care system here in Charlotte, I believe. Either Charlotte or Gastonia, I'm not sure. I stayed into foster care up until the age of 18 years old. So I aged out. I never got adopted. In the process, I went through 32 to 33 different foster homes because they were just trying to find the right fit for me because I was a handful. Because of my behavior throughout the system, I wasn't one of the ones that were considered to be a child that they would like help after you turn 18. So basically after 18, it was like I walked out the door, I packed like maybe a purse or a book bag or something like that, left everything behind. But before I got to that part, a lot of you might not know, some of you may know, by the age of 17, I had 2 children already. And both of them were ultimately decided that I was not fit. One of them I gave up on, and then the other one, they were like, "You're just not fit." And so I lost 2 of my children to the foster care system. They were adopted and are in great homes with great mothers now. After 18, I stepped out, and when I stepped out, I went straight to providing for myself. And the way I chose to provide for myself was to prostitute. I was a prostitute starting at the age of 16 or 17 years old. So when they kicked me out at 18, I already knew what I was going to do to provide for myself. And so I began to strip and I began to prostitute. Before the age of 18, I was walking down the street, getting in anyone's car. And these are grown people. And nothing ever happened to me. And I thank God for that. I was not supposed to be anything if you left it up to the foster care system, because they told me when I was 17 years old, they told me that when she turns 18, you can look forward to her being always a ward of the state, that she would either be in a mental facility or she will always be in jail. That ain't never happened. I've never been to jail. Since then, I remember being one night in the strip club not too long ago. And something wasn't right no more. The spotlight, it became unattractive. The money, it wasn't doing what it was doing before for me. It didn't feel good. I was gaining the world and losing my soul. And I was in the dressing room. I was in the dressing room in the back. And I began to feel God pulling me, telling me, calling me, telling me to get out of here. And I got to the point where I've heard him before, but I couldn't ignore it this time. And I'm in the strip club, in my strip clothes, on the floor, breaking down, calling on Jesus. And when I did it, another girl joined me. And so somewhere along the way, somewhere along the way, I was watching. This is how I got to this point. I was watching Prophet online. Thank God for the online ministry, because that's how I found this place. And it was just, the message he was teaching was just not like anything else. God, I'm still in the process of coming out of this, and you still love me. I'm coming out of this. I'm not all the way out of this, and you still want to provide for me. And, I just have to thank God for KCC. When I tell y'all I'm obsessed with my church, I'm for real. I'm crazy about what we got going on that other places do not have. Today, I'm going to say this and I'm done. At this age, this day, in my plan for my own life, I was supposed to still be in the strip club right now. But God. So I have to give God all the honor and the glory and the praise